Ever wonder how an AI gets so smart? I mean, really, really smart. Well, it's not magic. It's people. Millions of them. Today, we're going to talk about a massive shift in how that human labor is valued, moving from invisible ghost work to actual verifiable wealth. All right, let's get into it. So just ask yourself this. Who's actually teaching these machines to understand what we say, to recognize a cat in a photo, to make complex decisions? The answer is this huge global workforce that's been pretty much hidden from view. Their work has been absolutely essential, but almost completely invisible. Well, until now. And this really gets to the heart of what's changing. The old way, your labor, your intelligence, it just disappears into some corporate black box. You have zero ownership. But the new way, it's turning your work into a permanent, verifiable asset that's recorded on a blockchain. You own it forever. Okay, so first, let's really unpack the problem. We're calling this section the AI's ghost workers, and honestly, that's the perfect description for what millions of people have been until this point. So here's how it usually goes down. Your data, your expertise, even something as simple as you labeling a picture or correcting a weird sentence. It all gets scraped up, made anonymous, and fed into a corporate machine. It gets turned into profit, for sure, but you, the actual person who did the work, you get no credit, no acknowledgement. And the thing is, this whole black box system is just fundamentally broken. Your work gets totally disconnected from you. Maybe you get a tiny one-time payment, maybe you get nothing at all. And then, poof, your contribution just vanishes into this giant, murky data set. It's a system that basically runs on passive exploitation. But what if we could completely flip that script? This is where it gets exciting. We're moving into the solution. A company called Codatta is really pioneering a new way to transform that temporary work into permanent, lasting assets, equity for the people actually doing the work. Now, the core idea here is something called an on-chain asset. It sounds super technical, I know, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It just means that every little piece of work you do, every data label, every verification gets permanently stamped onto a blockchain. This stamp proves you did it, it gives you ownership, and it makes your work inherently valuable. And the process to make this happen? Super straightforward. First, you do the work, you contribute. But then, and this is the absolute game changer, your contribution gets cryptographically timestamped on a blockchain. And boom, a permanent, unchangeable record of your work is created. It's your digital asset. This whole new system really stands on three massive pillars. First, there's ownership. You have a crystal clear on-chain record of everything you've done. Second is provenance, which is a fancy way of saying we know exactly where every single piece of data came from. And third, transparency. Anyone can follow the breadcrumbs all the way back to the original human sources. Okay, so having ownership is great, but let's talk about the rewards. How does this actually benefit people in a real way? Well, this new system is specifically designed to line up the incentives directly with the quality and the expertise of the work being done. I mean, that's the big question, right? How do you go from just labeling data to actually building wealth? We're not talking about a one-time paycheck anymore. We're talking about building real equity. Here's how it works. The system pays out rewards in tokens. In this case, X and Y tokens. The more accurate your work, the more you earn. Simple. But get this. If you have specialized knowledge, say you're an expert in medical terminology or legal jargon, your contributions are considered rare and you get paid a premium. And it doesn't even stop there. You can stake your tokens on datasets, which is kind of like investing in them, to earn passive income as they become more valuable. So all these individual assets, when they come together, they create something much, much bigger. A whole open marketplace for human intelligence. This gives all that human-generated data real-world liquidity. So, your on-chain assets, they're not just sitting there collecting digital dust. They are alive. You can trade them, you can license them out to companies, you can stake them in all sorts of new projects. The key thing is, you're in the driver's seat, and you can keep earning from your work long after you've done it. And this marketplace is a win-win for everybody. For contributors, it means a continuous way to earn. For AI developers, it means they can finally get their hands on high-quality, trusted datasets with a clear, auditable history. And the whole thing runs on smart contracts, which basically automate all the payments and quality checks without needing a middleman. It creates this amazing, transparent ecosystem where everyone benefits. Now, when you zoom out, you start to realize this is about so much more than just money. This is about fundamentally changing the way we build AI. We're moving away from a model that just extracts value from people to one where we all co-create it together. And the shift is huge. We're going from anonymous laborers to actual stakeholders, from closed-off corporate data silos to open community governance. This kind of transparency is a powerful weapon against bias and manipulation, and it helps ensure that AI is built to serve all of us, not just a few narrow corporate agendas. So, what does this new AI landscape really look like? Well, it's built on three foundational ideas: democratized data governance, where the community has a real say; ethical AI development, because everything is transparent; and sustainable innovation, because people are finally being compensated fairly.
I want to leave you with this quote from the source material because it just perfectly captures the entire idea. AI isn't built on unseen labor. It's constructed on a foundation of transparent ownership, collective governance, and shared prosperity.
And that really leads us to the final big question. If we, the people creating all this data, actually own it, can we finally steer the future of AI towards something that's genuinely better for everyone? It's a future that's no longer just some sci-fi idea. It's being built right now.